we had talked before about using this pad I had picked up at Michael's to do a sheet load of cards, and the magical little elves have come and pre-cut everything so I can show you what we are working with. This is the August 2022 one, so the cards are going to look something like this, only less floral. So we're starting with 12. It's going to make 12 cards, so we need 12 card bases. I'm sticking with the cream that I've been using a lot this holiday season, and these are going to come together pretty quickly because it's all just tape and ephemera, basically. So this is sort of our color palette. It's basically gold and blue. So I think we'll start with one of these sort of, I don't know what you want to call them, starry, glittery nights. And I'm just going to add some tape roller runner to the back. And this is a 5 1/4 by 4-inch panel, so it's going to mat very nicely, and you see that there. Then the next piece we're going to have to contend with is basically our matte layer for the other two papers. And that we want more or less in the center, but we would prefer it if it lined up. None of these patterns are like, none of them have particularly specific angles, right? It's not like it's a plaid or something. But one thing with these sheet loads is sometimes I miscut stuff. So what is worth doing here is making sure that the heights of these two pieces are pretty close. This blue piece is a little long, so the gold piece is going to go here, and then the blue piece is going to go here. I'm going to just grab my trimmer for a second and see if we can't. What we can actually do, because we know these are going to be the same height, is we can just basically stack them and line them up with each other. Actually, let me do that so you can see it. The other thing, we can also do this with scissors, but basically what I want to do here is just take off we want to not take off too much of the edge, and we do want to make sure we're level here. So that's just going to take a very small sliver off, and then I'm going to check this and see how we are, and that looks pretty good now. Yeah, I mean it's going to be pretty close, so that's good. So now we can just continue with the glue runner. The downside to these ad techs is they don't last terribly long, but I don't know, you can get 8 packs of the replacements on Amazon. Now this is the only directional pattern, so I kind of want to be a little careful with how it's lined up, and I just did it upside down as I say that, but have a little bit of play with the tape runner. You don't have a lot, so basically I'm just sort of eyeballing the mats here to see if we can't get it about the same everywhere. Of course, I am a huge proponent of handmade cards don't have to be perfect, but if they look professional, that's always nice. And the star pattern isn't really directional, so we're just going to put that up there. Yeah, it looks like we could have used, we wouldn't have had to like mat this on the side as much. And then this piece is going to go about in the middle of your longer of your two layers. Let's just grab our card sketch. Yeah, so the sketch, I did this one a little wrong, but the sketch has the pattern paper butted up to the end of this matting. So the one thing you could do is we can just put our sentiment piece on the edge here, and then no one has to know about that. And that is basically what these cards look like. I have a lot of leftover pieces. Some of them are white, so I'm looking for one that's not. So I'm just going to grab one that's this star here that says Christmas cheer, and we're going to put that on our white layer. And we are pretty much good to go. We have a bunch of other little bits and bobs, so I think I'll just do a little more embellishment here. Just to sort of add a fuller look to it. You could also ink blend around the sides to sort of pull the white piece in as well, or you can leave it as it is if you like it be standing out. Anyway, I think this came out pretty cute, and then basically you just follow this pattern and change up the differing positions of the paper. Thanks much, and I hope you check out the sheet loads because they're a lot of fun, and it allows you to make a lot of cards basically in a couple hours.